Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to CF Cruz Azul, Colorado Rapids, Leagues Cup 2025. League phase, the final day of the league phase, match day 9, the third day of the third round of match days of the league phase. We will have our top 8, our top 4 per league after the end of the night. The question being, this game doesn't matter. The question being, does the Red Bulls do a madness and win by 4 or 5 goals and go over the Portland Timbers? Can Cincinnati do the same once they start playing? Will Juarez hold on to their draw at the very least and move on into the top 4 of Leagues Cup? Yes, a draw would be enough for them to make it without a penalty win. Well, wait. Oh, no. FOTMOB. No, they have to win. Oh, right. FOTMOB is dumb. They don't know the real tiebreaker. No, Juarez is not top 4 yet. They have to win. They have to win outright. Because Puebla has 2 outright wins, regulation wins. So there you go. But basically what does matter is the LA Galaxy Santos Laguna game later tonight. If LA Galaxy win by multiple goals outright, they will jump over the Portland Timbers and finish top 4, which with the season they've had, I'd be shocked, even though Santos sucks. Either way, this game doesn't matter. And if this game sucks, will I actually do a RSR for it? No. If this is a 1-1 draw, 0-0 draw, penalty shootout, I'm doing a review for this game after it's over. You're getting this and that's it. But let's see how this goes. Basically, the Red Bulls Juarez game has meaning. Monterrey Charlotte, no meaning. When Cincinnati starts, that has meaning. This has none. And Galaxy Santos is the biggest one of the night. But with that being said, Colorado Rapids, CF Cruz Azul contra Colorado Rapids, La Leagues Cup Fase de Grupos, Partido 3, Jornada 3. We have it. Starting 11 as follows for Cruz Azul. In goal, Kevin Meir. The back 3 of Willardita, Eric Lira, Gonzalo Piovi. The midfield 4 of Carlos Rotondi, Lorenzo Faravelli, Charlie Rodriguez, Ignacio Rivero, and the front 3 of Amari Morales, Angel Sepulveda, and Luca Romero. Basically, normal starting 11 to the Colorado Rapids, who have absolutely rotated. Of course, they have lost Jordy Mihailovic to Toronto FC. He just flew to Toronto today. Hansen in goal. The back 4, Reggie Cannon, Andreas Maxu. We have Jackson Travis and Noah Cobb. The midfield 2, Wayne Frederick. Hey, Son's going to be happy about that one. Cole Bassett. The midfield 3 of Sydney Watuta. We have Alex Harris. We have Sam Bassett, which I'm sure he's probably related to Cole, isn't he? And Rafael Navarro. Their only 2 starters playing, well, 3 is Cannon, Maxu, and Navarro. Oh, and Bassett. So 4 starters. That'll be interesting. Okay. That'll be interesting. But with that being said, Colorado is heavily rotated because this game does not matter for them. It doesn't matter for Cruz Azul either, but hey, at least they should get a free win, right? See this, well, not I put it that way. If they don't get a free win or they do go to a penalty shootout against the Rapids, I could really make fun of them. I don't know if I would do that, though. But either way, there you go. How we doing, Dillon? How we doing? How we doing, Pepita? How we doing, Rory? How we doing, Mile High? Who's winning Leagues Cup, in my mind? Saludos. The bad thing about Portland is they're on the ropes. I think Portland should have beaten America. I think they got screwed. I think the fact that that thing went to a penalty shootout, I mean, yes, they definitely did play like chickens with their heads cut off when that equalizing goal went in. They did go down a man, but that second yellow card was bullshit. I'm sorry. So they got screwed there. Now, is it their fault for also playing like chickens with their heads cut off? Yes. To an America who had nothing to play for? Yes. That stadium was still filled out with America fans, though, so that's true. But either way, if Portland makes it to the next round and LA Galaxy screws it up, which that's pretty much what they got to worry about, I don't think Red Bulls are going to win by enough goals to jump the Timbers, same as Cincinnati, especially not Red Bulls. But they still got to score 4, 5, or 6 just to jump Portland. LA Galaxy has a lot better chance of doing that because all they have to do is win by 2. Either way, if Portland makes it to the next round, I still think they'll make the final. Now, if they did make it, that means they would have to play Toluca. Oh. Well, it depends. Juarez is a better goal differential than them. If Juarez makes it through, they would have to win. If Juarez wins, I don't know. Toluca-Portland would be a Toluca win. I think I said that. I had the final being Toluca-Portland before the tournament, so Toluca. Now I realize that if Portland makes it through, it's Toluca. Toluca. If an MLS team wins it, Portland or Miami, but Toluca. Toluca. But Monterrey 0-0 Charlotte. Horrible. But both teams aren't anywhere, but they ain't going anywhere but anywhere. But Jesus, man. Charlotte's been worse. Toluca right now is top of the table. Juarez needs to win outright to make it to the knockouts, and that would also put them top of the table. They have 45 minutes to do so. A penalty shootout win would be enough to put them into the top 4 because that would give them 7 points. That would not put them top of the table. So basically, if you're Juarez, you need to win the shootout or win outright, but you have to win somehow because they would still have 7 points, which means they'd be above Tigres. But there you go. Start 11 for Cruz Azul. Mir, Piovi, Lira, Dita, Rotondi, Rodriguez, Faravelli, Rivero, Morales, Romero, Sepulveda. They've put out a pretty much starting 11. Colorado, on the other hand, they've rotated heavily. Heavily. No Jordi Mihailovic, obviously. He's in Toronto. Hansen in goal for the Rapids. Travis Cobb, Maxu, Cannon. 2 starters on the back line at least. Bassett, Frederick, 1 starter defensive midfield. Alex Harris, Sam Bassett, Watuta, and Navarro up top. So, a couple of starters, but yeah. Well, Columbus got eliminated because they didn't get enough points, which that basically means Toluca did. Municipal and San Miguelito versus San Miguelito and Alajuelense versus Managua. 1 hour away, I know, but I could have actually, but me or the player to watch for Cruz Azul, maybe I should have done one of those. Either way, you're out of your mind. 1, I woke up early to get a haircut today. 2nd of all, Rafael Navarro, player to watch for Colorado. You think I'm doing a 10:35 p.m. kickoff for the one game that actually matters? Especially after waking up early to get a haircut? You're out of your mind. I chose this game anyway, so I'm not going to flip it because that just seems mean. That just seems anti-consumer. Like if I put something over and I change it because it would have been smart to, whether it be a Central American Cup match or this, or the 10:50 or 10:35 LA Galaxy match, it would have Well, you could have done the Juarez match. At least it means something for them. Yeah, that's true. But either way, and it was earlier. Yeah, I could have done an hour earlier. But either way, that's true. But again, this game was set up to be the one that I picked. I didn't think Cruz Azul would shit their own pants so badly. Because that's basically what happened. I mean, Colorado, they weren't probably doing anything here, and then they traded Jordy Mihailovic to Toronto FC. How we doing, Henry? Cruz Azul, on the other hand, I thought this game would matter going in. I had them in the final 8, if you remember. I didn't think they'd shit their pants so badly, especially against Seattle. That's what they did. I know, pardon my French, but that's what they did. They shit their pants. And then they drew the Galaxy and won on penalties. That's still not good enough for them to get top 4 this game. So, my bad for thinking Cruz Azul would act like defending CONCACAF champions. If you are pissed off that I stuck with a game that I chose to do when I made the schedule for this tournament, well, sorry that I expected Cruz Azul to act like CONCACAF champions that they are. How was I supposed to know they shit their pants so badly? Because that's exactly what they did. How was I supposed to know? And here we go. Game's about to get started. I agree with that. That is true. Well, but Vancouver was damn good up until then, and ever since then, they've kind of gone back down to earth a little bit. I'm not saying completely, but, ever since, I knew they were vulnerable. They drew to Toronto FC. They did early in the season. Let's not forget, Toronto FC held him to a draw. That should not be happening. With how good Vancouver was and how bad Toronto is, that should have not happened. I don't care if it was in Toronto or not. I knew they were vulnerable. I didn't think they were that vulnerable. I guess being vulnerable plus the shits makes you lose 5-0, but either way. And then they kind of crashed back to earth after that. That's why they bought Thomas Muller. Because they still have a chance to win the cup. They're still high up in the West. It's not like they crashed back down to earth. It's more like they're more like in the atmosphere of the earth, so to speak. They're still flying high. Just not as high as they were when they made the final. They also were lucky they faced Pumas. But either way, I can't believe they beat Miami. That's what shocked me. I was like, this team might actually be for real. Didn't they do that after they drew Toronto, or was that before? Or was that during? Either way. Can Juarez and Mazatlan still make it? Juarez, yes. If they win outright or win the shootout, they'll still make it. Mazatlan are eliminated. Mazatlan are eliminated. They cannot make it. They've played their 3 games. They only have 5 points. If Juarez wins a shootout, because that would make them have 7 points, or if they win outright, that would put them top of the table, they would advance over Puebla. If Juarez loses a shootout or loses outright, they're out. They have to win somehow. Well, now they have Muller. He's not going to save them. Thanks for doing this. I finally made it back here. Colorado's the away team, the upcoming match. Is that correct? Yes. Yes, they're playing this in LA, though, because League's Cup, right? But they are the away team. Joe Dickerson is the center ref, talking to Chris Armas, former Toronto FC manager. But yes, Colorado's the away team. At a stadium. Well, it is LA, so yeah, no, Colorado's fans or Cruz Azul's fans are definitely there over Colorado fans. Yes. Just like it's basically Galaxy or Portland at this point for that final spot, MLS-wise. Exactly. It could be Red Bull or Cincinnati, but probably not. It would take a freaking miracle. And even then you got to do a lot of math if the Galaxy do what they're supposed to do. All you know is Portland's gone. I don't think those two miracles are going to happen. I know Cincinnati's good. I don't think they're scoring 5 goals. I think the Red Bulls are good, but Juarez is hanging tough. Juarez is a great team. For now, yeah, they do, actually. They're actually good. Unlike Mazatlan, I think Juarez are actually good. I don't think, if you actually watch them, I think they're starting to figure things out. But there you go. How our teams spread out the final bracket. The first seed of Liga MX plays the 4th seed of MLS. The first seed of MLS plays the 4th seed of Liga MX. The second seed of MLS plays the 3rd seed of Liga MX. The 3rd seed of MLS plays the 2nd seed of Liga MX. So, seeded by finishing in the opposite league. And the team who's seeded higher through the Leagues Cup ranking hosts the match. Which, so I guess if you're a 4th seed, would have better. Either way, corner for Colorado. Wait, what? Don't tell me. Man, if Colorado win this game, I just want to see Cruz Azul keep some pride. Well, speaking of fans, I don't see none. Actually. Well, the game doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true. Sadly, that's true. Cross in. Header punched away by Mir. Let me tell you, if this game ends up a draw and ends up in a penalty shootout, no review after the game. I'll tell you that right now. Or even 1-0 either way. Let's be real. Shot! Wide. In the semifinals or finals. That's the only time. There are matches between the leagues for the first 4 rounds for sure. The only time you could have matches between teams in the same league is semifinals and final. Well, and 3rd place. Semifinal, 3rd place, final. That's it. From the group stage, it's all MLS versus Liga MX. The quarterfinals will be MLS versus Liga MX. If the 2 MLS teams win their quarterfinals on the same side of the bracket, they'll play each other in the semis. And Colorado just scored. Navarro 1-0. Oh my God, Cruz Azul, you suck. Oh my God. Already. Colorado scored 3 minutes in, 0-1, 0-1. Colorado rotated. Mostly completely, and Navarro just scored on you. No, put your head back down. No. A horrible giveaway by Mir, too. And then Navarro just slots it home. He gets the ball and just slots it home. That's on Mir. That's all on him. What are you doing? Gives it away. Ball ends up with Navarro. Top of the box. Just takes the shot. Rafael Navarro, 0-1. 0-1. Colorado has the lead. What is with Chris Armas finding ways to win with a super rotated team against Liga MX stars? How? It's not the first time. If I had a quarter for every time Chris Armas beat a team in Liga MX with his freaking second team, I'd have 2 quarters. which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. It's just weird that it happened twice. Navarro, 3 minutes in. Lord. Red Bull's goal. Ooh. They still need more than that. And Juarez is down. Juarez is down. Puebla's still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. Oh. This is, I cannot believe we had another Bastian Schweinsteiger World Cup moment. That just shows you, this is why Apple TV was a bad idea. See, Messi Mania has not done what you would have thought it would do because he's playing for LAFC. He's still going to play for South Korea at the World Cup, I would presume. He will be in the USA during the World Cup, playing for South Korea. Sadly enough, Jurgen Klinsmann did not make it long enough to make that World Cup in the United States because Jurgen Klinsmann is an absolute finished manager. But either way, forgot that happened. Did you forget that happened? Jurgen Klinsmann coached South Korea? Yeah, me either. Mir was a horrible mistake there. Had to. Makes me worried. It makes me worried. Jordi Mihailovic flies to Toronto. Colorado basically rotates their whole team, save for 2 center backs or 2 defenders, 1 midfielder and their striker, and they're beating Cruz Azul 6 minutes in. Should I just shit on them? Navarro. Playing top of the box. Oh, that could have been 2. What if that was 2? You know what? If this game ends up the way I think it does, I will review it. I will make an RSR. And you know what? I will let it rip on Cruz Azul. If I didn't already. The first time. The 7-0. If I didn't already, I certainly will now. If Colorado holds this, I don't care if it's 1-0. This looks way too familiar. This is very familiar. I don't know. Oh, I know where to place it, but this is familiar. Very familiar. I respect it, though. It's not going to happen. Maybe it will. And it's even funnier because Cruz Azul put out their best 11, basically. Well, best 11, A-11. It's close enough. It's close enough. It's close enough. Especially with what Colorado put out. It's close enough. How disappointing. How disappointing. You put out your A-11, a couple of changes, but they're still starters every so often. And you're losing to Colorado, who only has Maxu, Bassett, Cannon, and Navarro as starters playing here. 4 normal starters. You just got rid of Jordi Mihailovic. That's why he's not playing. He's in Toronto. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of, good old Canadian boy. Good old Canadian boy, Sydney Watuta, got the assist. Yeah. A Canadian got the assist for Navarro. Lovely. Well, the primary assist. The secondary assist comes from Kevin Meir being a dumbass. Colorado's playing free. That helps. True. Well, playing forward. Liga MX's players and fans don't care about Leagues Cup. I've not heard a Liga MX fan complain about how bad or good their teams are doing. Here's the thing about that. You might be right. But you might be right. You might be right, but Cruz Azul, this isn't good enough. I'm sorry. Like, this is a super failure situation. Mariners won again, only 1.5 games behind Houston. That's true. The Blue Jays are the best team in the American League, so that's all that matters to me. And the second best team in all of baseball. Boom. Okay. Boom. All right. See, this tournament's made for the American fans. They're just happy to see their team, even if they get their shit rocked wide. The Mexican fans, see, exactly. No, I mean, Liga MX Reddit, I've seen some angry fans, especially when Cruz Azul got their shit rocked by Seattle. But again, even Chivas fans, then again, they're normally angry, aren't they? Then again, Chivas fans are normally angry, aren't they? Which I don't blame them, but either way. Then again, their fans are normally angry, though, aren't they? 12th minute. To be honest, they're just normally angry because their team sucks. Do with that what you will. That's out for a corner for Rotundi. Mexican YouTubers are pissed at how Cruz Azul and Chivas have played. And honestly, I'm not even rooting for them, and I'm pissed. Especially Cruz Azul. Not that I'm, how do I put this? Not that I'm super pissed, because, how do I put it? How do you embarrass yourself like that? Headed away. Like, seriously, losing to Seattle 7-0 is one thing. Losing to a super rotated Colorado team, but it doesn't matter. You're still the defending CONCACAF champions. Colorado's rotated most of their team. I don't know. Beat them? I don't know. You put out your mostly best 11? The closest thing to your best 11 that isn't your best 11? Some could argue is your best 11? And you're losing to Colorado at a stadium where your fans should be packing it out? Huh? Monterrey is losing. Oh, Charlotte got the lead. 1-0 for Charlotte. Oh, they're checking it. Bill Tuoloma, if this stands, Bill Tuoloma scored the goal. Hey, Rory. Bill Tuoloma scored. Well, let's see if it stands. Oh, it is a goal. It did stand. There's a decision. It did stand. Bill Tuoloma scored. Lovely. Lovely. It's like the only shot. So 1-0 Charlotte, 1-0 Red Bull, 1-0 Colorado. Cincinnati and Chivas has finally gotten started. And LA Galaxy, Seattle, that's the real-ish. We'll talk about how things went down tomorrow when I do the, the recap and the predictions. Yeah, that. Hansen gets the ball, 0-1. I'll do that then. Either way, speaking of, let's see if there's been any Central American Cup before. Nope. Just 2 matches for 9 o'clock. Let's see the results from yesterday, because let's remember Portland lost on penalties in Leagues Cup last night. Bullshit. Might I add, again, bullshit. Over the bar. Might I add, that red card was bullshit. That second yellow was bullshit. He got the ball. I'm surprised Portland held on till penalties. Well, that means he might be on the team. You score on special teams in the preseason, you might have a chance. He might not be bagging groceries soon. Like, was it an awesome play or was it a preseason? Or was it a preseason? Well, that's probably why type of play. But all's well that ends well, right? Either way, 2-0 Charlotte. Jesus. Minnesota lost to San Luis. Salt Lake beat Querétaro. Seattle beat Tijuana 2-1. Awesome punt return touchdown. Yeah, I think he might be fine then. Wester? Yeah, he might be fine. He won't be bagging groceries in 2 weeks. Their players will be bagging groceries. He's been impressive in camp as a wide receiver too. See, here's the thing about that. Get the special team spot, get on the roster, and then go Julian Edelman. Or something like that. There's no shame in being a Matthew Slater is my point. There's no shame in that. There is no shame in being a Matthew Slater. He was drafted 2, helps him 2. Well, okay, there you go. But there's no shame in being a Matthew Slater. None. Come on, you don't have to be a Patriots fan to know who Matthew Slater is. Come on. People know who Matthew Slater is. The dude is a freaking 8-time Pro Bowler? As a special teamer, but dude made the Pro Bowl. But the Patriots made the Super Bowl all the time when he was in. So, of course, he couldn't show up at the Pro Bowl. Yeah, fair enough. But either way, he made the Pro Bowl. He's going to be a Hall of Famer as a special teamer. Did he really play wide receiver? No. No, he didn't, except for 2009. He does have a couple receptions, though, 2009. 2009. I remember those, by the way. Vividly, which is crazy. Either way, there's no shame in being a Matthew Slater. No, not at all. Either way, I was proud they got there, but damn, they should have won. Speaking of, back to the results. Central American Cup. Where is ya? Ah, there we go. There we go. Didiahen beat CS Herediano 4-2. I know, I'm shocked too. Xelajú beat Aguila 3-0. Olympia won 3-1 over Hercules. So, 2 teams who should have won, and 1 team who should have won got smacked. Same. I hope he does well. The Patriots play tomorrow. John Cena's on SmackDown, though. Either way, then again, I don't know if I'll see the Patriots game live. Because God only knows. Yeah, that throwback Jags jersey is amazing. It's amazing. Honestly, frankly, I wish they would just go back to it. Frankly, I wish the Jags would just completely go back to it. Their 90s throwbacks. Either that or their Maurice Jones-Drew era jerseys. Their new jerseys, they don't suck, but they're boring. I'm not saying their jerseys before the ones they have now, the Saxonville era, was good. They were so bad they were good. But the Jags jerseys now are boring. Their current jerseys are boring. Which, I mean, fit when they sucked ass after Saxonville failed. But, you know. Gardner Minshew, when he was the starter, had to wear the most boring jersey imaginable. Like, that's just weird. Streets won't forget. Which I guess it's funny considering Gardner Minshew. He does have a pirate soul. I respect that. That is true. Dude played under Mike Leach. That's probably why. They were two peas in a pod. Gardner Minshew and Mike Leach were two peas in a pod. I'll always root for Gardner Minshew. I always will. But he wore the most boring jersey for the most eccentric dude. Wore the most boring jersey. Either way. Yeah, Cruz Azul's already at the Club World Cup because they won the Champs Cup. Next Club World Cup, though. Either way. But yeah, no, the Jaguars should just go back to their 90s throwbacks. Or the Maurice Jones-Drew era jerseys. Those were good. I don't care what you have to say. The Maurice Jones-Drew era 2008, 2009 Jags jerseys were good. I don't care what you have to say. Those were good jerseys. Especially the Reebok cut. Now with a Nike cut, because they wore it for a couple of years under Nike, that kind of sucked. But the Reebok cut, well, yeah, that's the problem. Nike. Either way, I think with the new jersey template, though, that the NFL's been wearing, that Reebok era, 2009 Jags jersey might work a little bit better. Either way, those were good jerseys. I don't care what you have to say. Those were good. Either way. But no, 90s throwbacks. Brunel, David Garrard. Damn it. Byron Leftwich. Agree to disagree. Honestly, at this point, you're probably right. But we'll watch it when it happens. Yeah, Gardner Minshew's back up Mahomes, which is pretty good. Well, actually, it's most teams. See, the NFL has a rule of 5 years. Once you change your jersey, you cannot change it for the next 5 years. Unless you have like a Rivals. Oh, off the crossbar. Off the crossbar. That could have been 2. Shot blocked away. Still 1-0 for Colorado. But the NFL rule is if you change your jerseys, change your look, you cannot change it for 5 years. So there are teams that every 5 years they'll change their look. There are teams that won't. But you're really telling me the Steelers should change their look? You're out of your mind. Now, if I'm the Patriots, what I would do, now, of course, they have the Rivals series. They have throwbacks. Those are changeable for multiple years. You could have a different throwback next year if you wanted to. You only have to keep a throwback for a year. Rivals jerseys, like their city jerseys, I just hope the Patriots one is okay. Either way, teams like the Steelers should never change. I'm sorry. They shouldn't. Now, of course, they have a throwback with a yellow helmet, but either way, the Steelers should never change. The Packers, even though I hate the Packers, should never change. The Bears should never change. The Lions, they have. And honestly, they went too far just to go back to more classic, which is good. Either way, The Patriots, they should be wearing their 90s jerseys as well. They should just go back to those. Maybe a darker blue. But the Flying Elvis on the sleeve, the 90s jerseys with the slanted numbers, that's what the Patriots should be wearing. Yeah. Bring back the 90s jerseys. Bring back the Bledsoe jerseys. Like, I love the Brady era jerseys, but those are Tom Brady's. Bring back the Bledsoe jerseys. Do it. I've been asking for it for years. Whenever I play Madden, it's very likely I have the Patriots wear the Bledsoe era jerseys. I love those jerseys. I have one. And I love it. Raiders, they should change. Are you out of your mind? The Raiders should change their jerseys. The only change the Raiders should make is their away jersey should have silver numbers. Their like throwback color rush away jersey, that should be their away jersey. Other than that, no. No. But that was their AFL jersey anyway. When they had an away jersey during the AFL era, it was gray numbers with a black outline and block lettering. That's what their color rush came from, was their AFL away jersey. Other than that, no. It's the Raiders. That's just change for the sake of change. No. The Raiders, besides their color rush jersey, their color rush white jersey with the silver numbers, keep the same home jersey. Make your away jersey the color rush with the silver numbers. That's it. The AFL-based away jersey, and that's it. Don't change anything else. It's the Raiders. Exactly. Exactly. Like, exactly. The 90s royal blue patch jerseys worked because the pinstripes were blue and too subtle to unnoticeable. Well, when you see it in real life, you see it. I can tell you I have one. When I say I love the 90s patch jerseys, I mean it. I am so 10 toes down on that. I have a Bledsoe jersey. And I might buy the Brewski white one too, because they've been selling that one too. I'm so 10 toes down on that. Either way. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the Broncos' new jerseys, like, they're a good way to mesh tradition with the look that they sort of, with the colors they won the Super Bowl in. I think they did a damn good job. And I thought that at first, but the whole set's really grown on me over the past year. Like, I really love the orange jersey. The white jersey, I liked. The blue jersey, I was kind of like, I don't know. And, of course, the throwback is the same orange crush that they've worn. That's what they're known for, the Elway early years, the choking years. I like to call them. Either way, also the white helmet the Broncos have is awesome, by the way, just to be clear. But I love the whole set. It's really grown on me. I think the whole Broncos set, I thought it was good at first, but there were things that I was more iffy about, but it's all grown on me. It's all grown on me. I think they did a damn good job, and honestly, it was needed. It was needed for sure. I agree with that. Yeah. And Drake May admitted it was coming. I kind of have a feeling that their rivals jersey will have 90s elements to it. And I think that's what they meant. That rival series jersey, I legitimately believe that it's going to have 90s elements. I legitimately believe that. It might be a silver jersey, but it's going to have the elements. And you best believe if they put the 90s elements on the Rivals jersey, I don't care if it's silver, I'll buy a Drake May Rivals silver Flying Elvis 90s style jersey faux back. You bet your ass. You bet your ass it's close as we'll get. But either way, well, I would hope not. I would hope maybe next year they replace the Flying Elvis with the actual navy blue or the royal blue one, or just make it the damn set itself. Oh, by the way, it's been 5 years. Oh, by the way, Robert, it's been 5 years since you put the stripes, the AFL stripes on the navy blue jerseys. It's been 5 years. Next year it'll be 6. That was the Drake May, or that was the Mac Jones era jersey. Mike Vrabel needs something, well, I wouldn't say new, but refurbished. Brady had his. He won 7 Super Bowls, well, 6 for the Patriots. Mac Jones had his, and that was a failure. Let Drake May, who wears the number 10 as well. Well, actually, wait, no. My bad. Well, he does wear the number 10 as well, but that was bad. My bad. Yeah. Let him have his era with 90s style jerseys. But either way. Well, Cruz Azul can't go through anyway, so yeah, they're not trying. But it's funny that they're losing to a mostly rotated Colorado team. Chivas 1-0 Cincinnati. Well, that's good for Portland. 2-0 Charlotte. That's just my guess. I know nothing about... All I know about the Rivals jersey, it will be silver and navy blue. That's all I know about it. I'm just guessing that maybe they will put 90s elements on the silver jersey. That's my guess. Or we have to wait a year for the actual throwback of the 90s jerseys. Or we have to wait a year for them just to bring them back entirely. I wouldn't mind them to like slowly bed it in with the Rivals jersey, though, if that was the case. I wouldn't mind it. A silver and navy blue Patriots jersey with a Flying Elvis 90s style on it? Shit, I'd buy that anyway. There's no way they could screw that up, right? If that was the case, there's no way they could screw that up, right? Either way. Well, what if they actually... Well, Drake May on the Rivals jersey, just in case he's a bust after, I don't think this year, but let's just say he does. And Gonzo, Christian Gonzalez on the actual throwback. If they bring it back full-time or throwback, Christian Gonzalez on there, because I know he ain't going to be a bust. Christian Gonzalez, I'm not sure. I am sure about Drake May, but there's still that little feeling of like, what if he does go full Mac Jones? Or even semi-Mac Jones. Christian Gonzalez, on the other hand, that guy he ain't a bust. He's amazing. Gonzo's amazing. That's all I'm saying. That dude I know is going to be a star. I know he's going to be a star. He already is. People just don't know because the Patriots suck. But once they're good again, people are going to know. People are going to know. But that's just my opinion. I hate it. Just give me CONCACAF. Need the Pats to make blue on silver the full-time home. Yeah, at the very least, bring back the silver pants full-time at home. Please, God. Like, the mono blue sucks. I'm sorry. It does. At the very least, give us silver pants. At the very least, give us the silver pants. But hey, if they go back to the 90s Flying Elvis jerseys, those were silver pants. So either way, we win. Well, scratch that. But I mean, the silver pants are the alts, but full-time, I agree. But if they went back to the 90s jerseys, those had silver pants. That's where they came from. So, it works. Either way, cross in, it works. 0-1, settle uno. Colorado leads 1-0. I know, I can't believe it either. Because Juarez choked. All you had to do was win somehow. 78th minute, 1-0 Red Bulls. Well, they could still get a goal and win the shootout. Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, yes. "35th minute. Out for a throw-in. "35th minute. Club America were so disappointed." Yeah, they did. And it was horrible. Look up the Johnny Manziel jerseys. Look up Johnny Manziel. See what jersey he's wearing. Look up Myles Garrett and see what jerseys he wore. Which ones are better? Well, if you look at Myles Garrett, which one's better? The classic ones, right. The classic-based ones, right. Those big Cleveland block letter jerseys, oh my God, how bad were those? Jesus Christ. That was a horrible idea. Like the Deshaun Kaiser, Johnny Manziel, Brian Hoyer era Cleveland jerseys, oh my God. The Jags didn't do it that badly. And if the Browns were good at that era, it still would have been a horrible jersey. It was ugly. Myles Garrett wore both. The current jerseys, which basically are the classic jerseys, and those jerseys. See, which one looks better? Which one looks better? That was too much. Like, they put their logo, Cleveland put their word mark on the jersey, like this big. Like the letters were this big. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Not joking. Cleared away, 38th minute. Still 0-1. Settle uno. Cruz Azul are still losing to Colorado so far. I know, it's crazy. Still 1-0 for Red Bulls versus Juarez. Red Bulls are winning. Is that enough? No, it is not. 6th place. +2 would be a 6th place. Cincinnati needs to win by 6. Or win by 5. Winning by 5 would, win by 5. That would still give them more goals than Portland, but out for a goal kick. Either way, more goals scored than Portland. That won't happen, though. Chivas is beating Cincinnati. Good for Portland. Portland will survive up until the LA Galaxy match, it very much looks. which we kind of had a feeling that would happen, but Puebla will advance to the quarterfinals unless Juarez can find an equalizing goal and win the shootout. I don't know if that'll happen. Well, I don't. Playing forward, 40th minute. Yeah. They've been using sponsors since before COVID. I mean, Cincinnati shouldn't. I mean, they could score 5 goals, win by 5, and 6-1 and be on to the next round. I mean, they could do a madness, but they won't. Yeah, but it's very much similar to their Tim Couch era jerseys. Yes, a Matt Brown helmet. Hold on. I think I remember hearing about this, but Brown's brown helmet. Okay, that's just horrible. With an orange number jersey. And that's 2-0 for Colorado. Cross off in the free kick. Cross off the free kick and tapped in. It is 2-0. Sedano dos, Colorado. They were at the end of it, and boom. Maxu with a goal. Andreas Maxu scores. Free kick played over the top, and Maxu taps it in. '41st minute. I don't know if they're checking it or if he's just telling them to get back. And it is a goal. 41st minute for Maxu. 0-2 Sedano. Colorado beating Cruz Azul. I mean, the orange jerseys aren't so bad. It's the helmet. Who thought that was a good idea? No, that's ugly. No. The jersey's fine. The helmet, like reversing the colorway, is just the stupidest shit. No. Who thought that was a good idea? Just because you should doesn't mean, just because you can doesn't mean you should. No. The Cleveland Browns brown helmets are ugly. Ugly. The brown jerseys with orange numbers, and it's 2-1. Cruz Azul have scored. I think they're starting to remember. 1-2. 1-2. Goal for Cruz Azul. 43 minutes in, and now it's starting to get a bit more normal. I think I want to bleach my eyeballs. Not because of the goal, but Dita scores. Oh, Chip's keeper. Oh, my God. What a shot. Willardita. Jesus. 43rd minute. 1-2. 1-2. What a goal. Just Chip's keeper. Willardita scores. 1-2, 1-2. Not that it matters, but what a shot. Whew. They needed that. 44th minute. $44th minute. Goal for Juarez. It's 1-1. Juarez have scored at the death. 1-1. 88th minute. They have to win the shootout to advance, and it's over the bar. And if this, I might be able to watch a shootout of that game. We may do. Yay. Hey, Rory, Red Bulls weren't the team to worry about. They weren't going to win by like 4. Oscar Estupinian scored for Juarez. Yeah, we will watch the shootout once this first half ends. I know. I mean, I'd be happy to see Juarez go through, but they still have to win the shootout. They can't just go through by getting 6 points. They have to win the shootout. But all they have to do is win the shootout or just score a goal themselves. 3 minutes of stoppage time. It's the Galaxy game. I might get on. Thoughts on Brian Rodriguez from Club America getting interest from a team from Qatar I don't even know the name of. Oh, my God. They're going to do it again? America are going to make the same mistake again they made a year, 2 years ago. It can't be that long ago, right? Yeah, the same mistake they made with Quiñones. Why? Brian Rodriguez is one of your best players, and you want to get rid of him too? Qatar, have you not learned your damn, or I should say, actually no, well, Qatar, my bad. This time to Qatar instead of Saudi, but same rule applies to a team that, okay, that's just dumb. My bad. Either way, yeah, no, it was Saudi, then Qatar. Either way. I hope they do too. Or I hope they just beat the Galaxy. That'd be funny. Free kick for Cruz Azul, 47th minute. Rodriguez plays it in, headed away by Colorado. Good luck with that. You do realize the Galaxy have been trashed too. I mean, it's really just because the Galaxy are a big club and defending champions of the MLS doesn't exactly mean they still probably should win, but .47th minute. Let's see. We have hit 90 minutes the Red Bull game. 48th minute. Talking about the Qatar League. Oh. Well, I'm just saying America's dumb for getting rid of, or about to get rid of them. Doesn't seem smart to me, but either way. Playing forward is Colorado. Tackle. Oh, my. What a missed tackle. Ball crossed in. Wide. Corner kick. 48th minute. Charlotte beat Monterrey. Charlotte beat Monterrey. Smalls and Tuoloma. Okay. 1-0 for Chivas. They're about to get to the halftime. Hasn't been second half. Or whatever. Either way. Corner for Colorado, 48th minute. Oh. Put it back on the game. I'm actually That does make sense, actually. Yeah, okay. Here's a corner for 9th minute. We'll take a short break, a very short break for the half. Talk about the stats, then watch the shootout. Ooh. Saying that possibly could have been a handball? Are they saying Piovi could have handballed that? It won't be. 50th minute. Carlson. Header. Halftime. 1-2. 1-2 minuto tiempo. Colorado leads Cruz Azul. And still do. Question is, can they hold on for another 45 minutes? Now, we will take a short break. Very short break at the half. We will watch the shootout for Juarez, New York. I have some time. Good. Well, you might get it as long as the Galaxy chokes in the quarterfinals instead of the final. With that being said, sit tight, be back. 1-2, 1-2 minuto tiempo. We will take a very short break, and I will be back. We will do the Red Bull Juarez shootout, and then talk about the second half of Cruz Azul, Colorado. No, it is not. Okay. So sit tight, be back. Yes. Yes. Sit tight, be back. We're back for the stats of the half. We're back. Well, we're also back for the shootout. But stats of the half, 68% possession, 32% possession, 9 shots to 8, 2 shots on goal to 3, 223 accurate passes to 87, 84% pass actually to 70. This is the Colorado game. 7 fouls to 6, 3 corners to 2, 9 shots to 8. We have 2 shots on goal to 3, 264 pass to 125, 84% pass actually to 70%, 9 throws to 11, 1 offside to 1, 0 yellows to 0, 0 reds to 0, 1-2 at the half. Honestly, Colorado shot Cruz Azul, but Cruz Azul does not look like they give a shit. It took an absolute moment of brilliance from Dita to bring them back within one. They don't look too damn good. Let's just be real. They don't. They don't. They don't. 10 minutes to the start of their second half. Either way, and it's full time when it comes to Juarez and Red Bull. Juarez has to win the shootout to advance to the next round. If they don't, it will be Puebla. It will be Puebla if Juarez does not win the shootout. If they do, they will advance. Well, I mean, Juarez is the same, but at least Juarez actually looks like they sort of belong. They look like they're getting there. Puebla, they do not belong. So I guess the same with Juarez too. But you know what? Actually, you know what? Here's my comparison. Puebla is a polar bear in San Antonio, Texas. Why the hell is it there? Juarez is a husky in Mississippi. Juarez is a Siberian husky in Mississippi. Is it the best idea? No. Is it very hot in the summer? Yes. But are there people who do it? Are there people who do have huskies in Mississippi? Yes. Is that your choice? Yes. Are huskies a good breed of dog? Yes. Very good. Would I own one where it's 95 degrees in the summer and humidity is high as hell, whether they're inside or outside? No, I wouldn't do it, and huskies are one of the breeds of dog that I am a fan of the most. If I could put it like that. Either way, it's not as weird as a panda or a polar bear in San Antonio, Texas, but it's somewhat weird. But it can be explained. A polar bear in San Antonio, Texas cannot be explained. A husky in Mississippi can be explained. And it could be understood if you explain it well enough. That's Juarez, is my point. Either way, that's my comparison. I mean, that's probably a better comparison, but I wanted to keep it in the animal kingdom, I guess, because that's where you went with it. Either way, that's where you went with it. Similar meme, but polar bear in San Antonio, Texas is the one I know. Either way. Like, I mean, yeah. Huskies are an amazing breed of dog. I think they're awesome. If I end up the way I dream, having as many dogs as I possibly can, because me and whoever I'm with are happy with it. Are happy with that being the case, for sure. But in Mississippi, you're crazy. St. Louis, well, it's all about climate. Either way. Let's leave that alone. Penalty shootout's about to start. Eric Choupo-Moting starting for Red Bull. Juarez has to win. Shot goal, 1-0 for Red Bull. Choupo-Moting scores. Juarez, they're not down yet. because they could equalize it. But either way, they could equalize it. Either way, I'll put it on the other game once this is over. Oscar Estupiñán scored the goal that may have saved Juarez's tournament. He has to score his penalty, or they're behind the 8 ball. Oscar Estupiñán saved Juarez's tournament for the 5 minutes that, or whatever. Either way, he has them alive. The question is can he keep them equal to Red Bull? Estupiñán goal, 1-1. Juarez wins this shootout. They move on. That's 1-1. We're even. And it is Noah Eel for Red Bull. And that's a goal, 2-1. The Red Bulls have lost their last 4 penalty shootouts. Rodolfo Pizarro. Oh, Lord. Let's see what he does. Can he keep Juarez equal? Rodolfo Pizarro. Second half hasn't started yet. Oh, it's an own goal from Reggie Cannon when it comes to the Red Bull or Rapids game. Pizarro. So they do say the deflection was the OG. Pizarro! Save! Save by Marcucci! Oh, no. 2-1. Oh, no. Save. It is a save. Ooh, Juarez is behind the 8 ball now. Ay, ay, ay. Morales. It is Morales. Marcelo Morales to take the penalty. Wait. Did Marcucci come off his line? He might have. Marcucci might have came off his line. Let's see if he did. He does step off. He does step off. But was it completely? The timing matters here. He did step off, but what is the timing of it? They're going to retake it. They're going to retake the penalty. Pizarro gets another chance. Marcucci stepped off the line. Pizarro gets another chance. And then Morales will come up. Pizarro, don't you dare do that again. That's a break for Juarez. Pizarro! Whoa, no! He got saved again! Oh, my God. I think he taunted the referee, too. And he did stay on his line this time. And that was a better save than the first. Jeez. Oh. That's probably their quarterfinals out. Unless, I don't know. Does Sebastian Gerardo make a save? Are we? Is that the dagger? Or will Sebastian Gerardo put his team on his back? Morales is back up against Gerardo, former Cruz Azul goalkeeper. Speaking of Cruz Azul. And he goes through his legs. 3-1. Goes through his legs. I mean, he almost, if he just went the other way, down the middle and goes through his legs. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, no. 3-1. Ay, ay, ay. Denzel Garcia is up. If you have a name that badass, you better score. Denzel Garcia to pull Juarez within 1. At this point, we don't know. Shot, goal, 3-2. Gerardo has to make a save somewhere. And the second half has not started yet for Colorado Cruz Azul. Good. Well, Tim Parker, former St. Louis City SC. He used to play there. Saliba balling at Anderlecht, watching Conference League playoff match. Well, good. I love to hear that he's doing well because of Canada. I'm not surprised, though. Tim Parker versus Gerardo. And it's a goal. 4-2. 4-2. How we doing, William? That was just sad. Juarez has to score, then get a save just to get the sudden death, and then score again. Just to get the sudden death. Is that going to happen? Rayo. We have number 13, Raimundo Fulgeneso. Call himself Rayo. All right. Raimundo Fulgeneso. Shot. Goal. 4-3. Red Bull. Juarez has to make a save. Gerardo has to make a save, or Red Bull have to miss. And then Juarez would have to score again just to keep themselves alive. But then again, they were out of it. We thought they were out of it, and they got back in it. So, Emil Forsberg. Wayne Frederick is playing for Colorado. He started the Colorado game. I'm doing the Red Bull Juarez shootout before I get to the second half. Gerardo versus Forsberg. This is going to be a challenge. But that's where we are now. Juarez, goal for Red Bull. And Juarez are eliminated. Forsberg eliminates Juarez with a shootout win for the Red Bull. And we're off. 46th minute of the Colorado match. Travis is off for Vines. Cruz Azul looking to tie this up. Laraz on for Bassett. Wait, what are they doing? Murphy on for Maxu. Headed away. Cleared away. Rosenberry on for Cannon. So, Juarez are eliminated. So we know the top 4 for Liga MX. The top 4 Liga MX are Toluca, Pachuca, Puebla, Tigres, and Puebla. Tigres are 3rd, Puebla is 4th. Paradella's on for Fadavelli. So Toluca, Pachuca, Tigres, Puebla. No. It was Reggie Cannon who scored the own goal. Where are you getting your information? Reggie Cannon scored the own goal. Reggie Cannon scored the own goal. Oh, it was Wayne Frederick. Oh, well, yeah, no, he did score the own goal. What the hell is Fought Mob on then? My bad. I had to look at the... I had to look at the commentary. They got it wrong off the bat. That's my bad. There we go. Okay, that sucks. My bad. That was on me. 48th minute. I should have checked. That was on me. With that being said, so we know our 4. Fought Mob got me. It's my bad. Fought Mob didn't put the right guy on the actual scored line. They only put him in the commentary tab. That's my bad. I should have looked. And then I looked, and you're right. So that's on me. That's all Fought Mob, but that's also on me. Just means I should check everything they say. To me, it looked like a Willardita goal anyway, though. Let's be real. It wasn't that bad of an own goal. It wasn't that bad. It looked more like a Willardita goal anyway, that he chipped the keeper. Just a slight deflection. It wasn't like it was that bad. See, that was the problem with it. It doesn't look like an own goal. And the question is, was it going? I feel like it was going on net anyway. I think he was hard done by. Let's be real. I think that was going on net anyway. So I thought he was hard done by, to be honest. But either way, SofaScore said Wayne Frederick. Yeah, I use Fought Mob. That's my problem. I use Fought Mob. That's my problem. Either way. So, Red Bull have eliminated Juarez. It's Toluca, Pachuca, Tigres, Puebla for the Final 4, or the top 4 of Liga MX. We know Seattle and Miami and Orlando have advanced for the MLS. We know that. The question is can Portland hold on? Will LA win? Cincinnati needs to score 6 goals. That's not happening in one half. So the question is does LA lose to Santos, win by 1, win a shootout, or win by more than 1? If they win by more than 1, they advance over Portland. If they don't, whether that be a shootout or just a 1-goal regulation win, Portland would advance in the top 4. But we have 7 of the 8 teams known. We know that already. The question being is, will the Portland Timbers survive, or will the LA Galaxy do what they're supposed to do to advance? It's either Portland or LA Galaxy at this point to finish out the top 8. We know we have Toluca, Pachuca, Tigres, Puebla, Seattle, Miami, Orlando, Portland, or LA. That's where we are at this point. We're going to find out. 51st minute. So Toluca would play Portland or LA Galaxy in the quarterfinals. Pachuca would play Orlando City in the quarterfinals. Well, that's true. And that's a save for Colorado. So, yep. Pachuca will play Orlando, Miami will play Tigres, and Seattle will play Puebla. Seattle's going through. Seattle's going to go to the semifinals of this tournament and be playing for a chance to go to the Champions Cup. Because there's no way Puebla. There is absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. None. There's absolutely no way that There's absolutely no way Seattle loses to Puebla, right? There's no way. There's no way. But they play the games for a reason. Yeah, they play the games for a reason, but that doesn't mean that either way. I'll give you that one right now. I'll give you that one right now. And player down for Colorado. Definitely agree. Seattle should beat the crap out of Puebla like Ferreira should get a hat trick. Yeah, that's the level of team Ferreira would get a hat trick against. You're right. And let's see. When it comes down to it, Miami versus Tigres, the fact, well, if they have Messi back for that game, Miami should be hosting, right? They would have hosting rights because, well, they're the better ranked team anyway. In both cases. Shot, save. Miami, I think Miami will pull it off. Yeah, but they've been complaining every year of this thing. So it's unfair. I agree. This tournament is physically unfair. The way it's built is unfair for Liga MX. Thing is, y'all crow about you're the better league. You should be winning anyway, right? When we have excuses, we're just crying. See, here's the thing, though. When MLS brings up the concerns of Champions Cup, like they're only still in preseason form when they play their games, especially the round of 16 and preliminary round, it's an excuse and we're crying. But when Mexico says, well, we just started the Apertura, we're in the USA and we're traveling the USA to play this tournament, too much travel, it's fine. It's fine. Both tournaments have structural failures. They do. Let's be real. But you can have excuses and be like, well, they're speaking the truth, even though it's an excuse anyway. Because Liga MX fans are like, well, our league is still that much better anyway. So your team's been around for over 100 years, most of them. You should be able to win on the road if you're powerhouses. Save. You should be. And if you don't, well, that means you either didn't give a shit or you're not as good as you think. Or it is actually an unfair tournament. But just because you make a point that's correct doesn't mean you're actually correct. Doesn't mean you're also not throwing out excuses yourself. But either way, sadly enough, there are no bullet trains in the USA. Should there be bullet trains in the United States besides the Acela, even though that's not really a bullet train either, but it's faster than a normal Amtrak train? Either way, should there be bullet trains in the United States? Yes. Do I think would I love to see it happen? Yes. High-speed rail. Well, I should say I support the rail industry. Amtrak, I do. I also support high-speed rail. We need better railways in this country that Amtrak owns. We do. We do. Either way, fly first class. See, I'd rather be on a train, though. Exactly. See, I'd rather be on a train, though. I'm like John Madden. If I could drive or be on a train anywhere, I would rather do that than fly. Really, I only want to fly when I have to, and even then, preferably private. Preferably private or chartered. Not on a freaking Spirit flight, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? Either way. Beggars can't be choosers, right? Either way. And honestly, Via Rail in Canada, it ain't much. Well, their sleeper cars are better than Amtrak's, that is for sure, but they really don't have high-speed rail either. Look up the Canadian. You go from Toronto to Vancouver over 4 days. I mean, it's supposed to be a scenic train, but it is a sleeper train for 4 days. Trek Trendy made a good video about that. He's got a really good channel. I love his channel. With that being said, Trek Trendy, either way, I mean, Via Rail ain't much better than Amtrak. So I feel the same way about Canadian railways as I do Amtrak. I support high-speed rail. The railway companies, as in Amtrak and Via Rail, should own their own rail. and they should be able to build more routes and faster routes. Oh, and also the TTC is a joke. And also the TTC is a shit show, but well, that's good. That's good. But I think everybody knows that. I think everybody knows that. The TTC is a shit show. But everybody knows that. '59th minute. I would love to see Cruz Azul pull a Pachuca, but it would be crazy. A team who you would think is better off going in, blowing it, and Pachuca, the team you think is not good enough going in, somehow makes the final. How weird, but we'll be live for it when they play whoever wins the Libertadores in December. How we doing, Alex? Bogusch coming on, Darren Yappy coming on. Yappy for Colorado, Bogusch for Cruz Azul. 59th minute. Navarro off for Yappy. 59th minute. But, again, well, I mean, they have, 4 months till that happens, though? Their form could get better. Let's not... They have 4 months. Morales off for Bogusch. They have 4 months to save their form. I don't know why we're... I mean, yeah, 7-0. I mean, yeah, Larcamon's a shit manager, and 7-0 was absolutely embarrassing, and this is somehow just as bad, even though it's 2-1. Fair enough, but they do have 4 months to salvage their form or fire Larcamon. Either or. Either or. That sucks. Yeah. Well, we got a second half. 60th minute. Damn, we're past the hour mark already. Holy shit. This one's gone by like a flash. Dillon beat CS Herediano. Yep, they did. I can't believe it, but they deserve it, though. From the little bit I saw of highlights, they deserved it. I mean, highlights are highlights, but still. 61st minute. Dillon deserves it for sure. Cross in. Cruz Azul header off the post. Shot. Goal. It goes in. Cruz Azul cleans up the play. And it's a goal. A tap in for Cruz Azul. And it's not going to stand. Offside. Offside. The tap in is offside. Let's see if they check it. Boom. Yeah, no. Sepulveda was offside. But it was hit by more of a defender than actually Sepulveda. So... Oh, no, he did hit it. Oh, no, he did hit it. Okay, yeah, he's just offside. So it's 1-2 still. It will be 1-2 still. It is 1-2 still. There you go. And it is offside. It is 1-2. 1-2. Chivas 2-0. Hey, well, Rory must be happy because guess what? That means all he has to worry about is LA Galaxy, which we knew that was the case, but there was still a mathematical shot that LA Galaxy game may not have mattered by the time it was played. Marquez coming on for Cruz Azul for Romero. Gonzalez scored for Chivas. There you go. So it's Toluca, Pachuca, Tigres, Puebla for Liga MX, Sounders, Miami, Orlando City, and Portland. It's all 7. It's 7 of the 8 of those. Portland are sitting 4th place as we speak. But if the Galaxy win by 2 goals over Santos in regulation, they will advance over Portland. So it's either Portland or the Galaxy to get that last spot. But at this point, everybody else is eliminated but Portland and LA Galaxy, or advanced. The only spot is Portland, LA Galaxy. Shot over the bar. Aren't they supposed to be good? Yeah, Cincinnati are supposed to be good, but they're fraudulent, I guess. Still. As I said, they wouldn't be called contenders until they were proven otherwise, or they proved me otherwise they weren't frauds. Well, I guess they're still frauds. You want me to be honest? Well, Heung-min Son is a likable dude. Let's be real. Even though he was at Tottenham, I still liked the guy. Because even though he played for Tottenham, you just can't hate Son. You can't. You can't hate him. It's impossible. It's impossible. Even though he played for Tottenham, it's impossible. But I'm basing this off their MLS careers. Bouanga. Messi at this point is kind of like Roman Reigns. And I mean 2019 Roman Reigns. I don't mean current Roman Reigns. I mean 2019 Roman Reigns. Like, Don Garber is Vince McMahon. Don Garber is like senile Vince McMahon. He's trying to make us love his idea of football, which is Messi dominating the MLS, and somehow his team doesn't do it. Frauds. Like, if I was a manager of a certain team and I was cutting promos because God knows the talking heads cutting promos for our games because the talking heads wouldn't talk about us because honestly, frankly, I don't want them to. I don't want their respect. I don't need it. Whether I was heel or face, whether I was acting like a soul John Cena or like Super Cena, face or heel, I could say, I will ruin football. By that, I mean Don Garber's image of football. Especially, I guess, as a face promo, I'd be like, I don't want to ruin football. I just want to ruin Don Garber's image of football. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. I can see it. That's all I want to do. Well, I don't think there is one yet. But see, the problem with that is, I guess what, more like Thugonomics Cena, maybe? I mean, you can't really... I mean, I love Stone Cold, don't get me wrong, but I don't drink beer. I might be a redneck, but I see myself more as a very much more, what's the word? Molded by John Cena if that's the right word. If that's the right word. I mean, look at the way I dress. Come on now. Thoughts on the Ballon d'Or list? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the men's one, I should say. I've seen the women's one, but I've been very busy. I haven't seen it. I'll be real. I haven't seen the men's one. I just thought the usual suspects were there, really. I know I haven't seen it. I know it's out because I saw the women's one. I haven't seen the men's one, which is weird. Which is honestly kind of weird considering either way, you think I'd be able to see it pretty quickly, but you know. Let me go find it. Since you want my thoughts, let me go find it. It should be here pretty soon, pretty quickly. Where are you? Headed down. Besides, that's not really the finalists. That's just the people that got votes. Behind the net. It's really just the people who got votes. Mm-hmm. Hey, Jordy Mihailovic is a good player. I think Jordy Mihailovic is a good player. It's a preseason game, but good for Philadelphia. React to it here. 1-0 for San Miguelito. Girassi is on there. Well, it's good to see him as a nominee. I'll agree with that, but he's not winning. 70th minute, he's not winning. Ballon d'Or 2025. There we go. The Ballon d'Or rankings. Okay, here's the nominees. Bruno Fernandes was snubbed. Where's the full list? Oh, here we go. The men's nominees: Ousmane Dembele, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, Nunes, Achraf Hakimi, Donnarumma, Desiree Doué, João Neves, Kvaratskhelia, Yamal. Playing forward is Cruz Azul. Top of the box, shot blocked away. Here's a chance, shot over the bar. Rafinha, Pedri, Lewandowski, Salah, Wirtz, Van Dijk, McAllister, Palmer. He does not. Dude, no. If he had a season like the full season, like he did like the first half and like the end of it, sure. But no, he does not deserve to be on this list. McTominay, you know what, fair enough, sure. Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius, Lautaro Martinez, Denzel Dumfries, Harry Kane, Michael Olise, Guirassy, Gyökeres, Declan Rice, Erling Haaland. I mean, it's about the list you would expect. I mean, Cole Palmer, I honestly don't think he should be there. All love to Cole Palmer, but let's be real. That lull he had should have taken him out of it. That was nice, Daniel. Make it home safe. It's going to be Dembele. You're probably right. I think Dembele's probably going to win it if it's not Yamal. But I'm going to say, here's my top three, because I think this is pretty much the reaction you're looking for. The top three for the Ballon d'Or this year in my book: Dembele, Yamal, and I'm going to go with Mo Salah. Dembele, Yamal, Salah. That's my top three. Dembele wins. Dembele wins. Yeah. At least he got him back in Portland. Mo Salah should have a shout. 2-1 Chivas Cincinnati. '73rd minute. Here comes Colorado. Shot blocked away by Mir. But yeah, I think Salah will make it but finish third. Yamal second, Dembele first. That's my guess. That's my guess. Dillon went to Frankfurt. Well, good for him. That Saudi club still trying to get Salah? No. Like, how could you see how Mihailovic played for Montreal and Colorado and be like, he's a nobody? Montreal's best season was driven by Mihailovic. Colorado, some of their best moments recently have been driven by him. And they've been better than us for the past 5 years, both teams. Both Colorado and Montreal have been better than Toronto for the past 5 years, or at least at points during the past 5 years. And the points they've been better than us mostly equal when Mihailovic was there. I know you hate the front office, Graham. I know you want Robin Fraser out, and I know you want Jason out, but this is not the freaking hill to die on, man. It's like you're forgetting exactly what he's done with Colorado and Montreal. Montreal had their best season driven by him and Wilfried Nancy, but now if you want to basically say, if you're basically saying, well, that was just Wilfried Nancy for you, well, Rory, if you want to say the line, say it. Cross in. If you want to say the line, say it. Yeah, Robin Fraser is no Wilfried Nancy. I know. I agree with that. But I do agree with that. But it's not like Mihailovic dropped off in performance completely with Colorado. And Armas, well, I think he got screwed over. Let's be real. I think he got screwed over. Let's be real. At this point, it looks very obvious that Armas got screwed over in Toronto. They gave him a roster that never would work because they wanted Bob Bradley. I legitimately think they tanked that season. And I legitimately believe they told him, playoffs or you're out. And it was so bad that by 10 games in, they were like, yeah, no, we're not making the playoffs. You're gone already. Because you're telling me that they did not have the same quickness to fire Bob Bradley, and he did just as bad. But he lasted 2.5 years. Robin Fraser, Herdman was pretty good. Let's be real. Especially that first half. If the drone shit didn't happen, he'd probably still be here. And he would have been right to be. Now, Armas, on the other hand, got screwed. Now, Javier Perez, he got screwed too. Because I'm sure they gave him the same deal. Playoffs and in. Playoffs and you stay. No playoffs, you're out. Remember how good they were those first 4 matches with Javier Perez? And they gave him the head coaching title. They took the interim off his name because he was doing so well points per game wise around those first 4 games. And that's a goal for Cruz Azul. And Rivero gets his. It's 2-2. Golazo! 2-2. I think they were going by the vibes of the season. See, they never had to do that, which just pushes my... My point being is this. What a shot. Bogusz with the assist, and Rivero just boom, top of the foot and lifts it. Damn, what a goal. Top of the foot, boom. Easy as you like. Top of the foot and boom. Bogusz with the assist, Rivero with the goal, and he gets his. He was the one who tapped it in on the rebound or the play before the guy was offside. Dude, if this is offside, I'm going to scream. He was on. He was on. I could see Nashville winning it. I think Nashville definitely could win Open Cup. Bogusz was onside when the ball was played over the top. Let's see where he cuts in. Bogusz was onside. Rivero drops back. He's onside. The ball wasn't, he came back. It's on. It's on. 79th minute. It's on. Has to be. I think it's onside. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Like, that looked onside to me throughout the play. Throughout the play, it looked onside. So, I don't know, man. I don't see what they're looking for. I don't see what they're looking for. I don't see it. But again, my point being is this. Javier Perez probably got the same deal Armas did. Playoffs and you stay. No playoffs and you're gone. He missed the playoffs after that start that he had. Bradley comes in. They let him sit there for 2.5 years. At least it felt like it with all the pain. 2022, all of 22. Okay, 1.5 years, my bad. Actually, no, 1.5 years. I meant, it felt like 2.5 years. Goals given, Bogusz. So it is 2-2? It is 2-2. If this ends up with a penalty shootout win, I'm not reviewing it. It's taking this long, it's a goal. Come on now, let's not screw around here. Huh. And it does count. It does count. Rivero scores the 78th minute. The goal does count. 2-2. 2-2. If this stands, we go to a shootout. If this stands, we go to a shootout. We have 10 minutes plus stoppage time to see if that happens. Oh, that's cold. Excuse me. Damn. 2-2. '82nd minute, Marquez. Just, oh, yeah, that was a bad tackle. Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's a fair take. I'll agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, it's funny they do get Mihailovic, but trade Tyrese Spicer, you know. But a lot of the contracts that are holding us back do expire at the end of the year. But you're right. But you're honestly 100% right. I agree with you. I agree with you there. Hernandez, he don't know how to steer the ship. But I said that whole damn front office don't have the answers. I've said this before. They don't have the answers. They don't even have the answer key to copy off of. Well, Mihailovic kind of is something that, either way, I would have definitely, Mihailovic was the top player I wanted for a number 10. Either him or somebody like him or Pozuelo. I said somebody like, but either way. But I understand what you're saying. Yes, I agree that honestly, blow it up completely and build from there. Because it's half-assing it. Do I think Robin Fraser can ass over tea kettle them into the playoffs or even the MLS Cup? No. Do I think most people could? No. Do I think, well, you know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this. There are only a certain amount of people who could ass over tea kettle this team going half-ass into the playoffs or winning while into the playoffs, making a run and winning MLS Cup, basically pulling what New York pulled last year, the Red Bulls, and actually finishing the job. Robin Fraser ain't one of those guys. So, no, they shouldn't be going half-ass, but they got the wrong guy to be going half-ass. I will say that much. You are correct. You are correct. Dude, I'm a Blue Jays fan. What do you think I would do? I tried. I can't. I can't really do them. Picked up. It was okay. Either way, no. A Yankees fan, I would. You? No. And really, it's just the Yankees. I would give an NYCFC fan a hug. Sure. A Yankees fan? I think the Jays have kicked them in the balls enough. Honestly, I wouldn't even kick the Yankees fan in the balls. I think the Jays have done that enough. You know, nope. I'll leave that alone. I won't call out any names. But a guy who got a broom thrown at him, well, I might consider it. The guy who got a broom thrown at him by Jamie Campbell, figuratively, not literally, I might consider it, though. Well, here's the problem. We're not making the playoffs. Not with Robin Fraser around. Now, if they did a certain thing, maybe. But if they also did a certain thing, they would not be in Leagues Cup because they would have won MLS Cup from the 7 seed. Robin Fraser can't do that, by the way. I'm being clear. I'm not saying Toronto's going to do it. I'm just saying, well, Robin Fraser, they're not going to do it. I'm just saying. I said if they do a certain thing. They'll finish 7th and then go from 7th like the Red Bulls did to MLS Cup, but actually win MLS Cup, which means we wouldn't be in Leagues Cup because we won the MLS Cup, which means we're in Champions Cup. And we can't fuck off the can champ for Leagues Cup. Which I'm fine with that completely. But either way, you're not going to get it because Robin Fraser is not going to take them to the playoffs. And if they do what they should do, they're not going to be in Leagues Cup because if they do make the playoffs, they're winning the whole damn thing. If they do the thing that will make them the playoffs, and they make the playoffs, they're winning the whole damn thing. They're either not making it or making it and winning the whole damn thing. They're probably not making it. I'm not being delusional. I'm saying they're not. In the current format, in the current reality, they're not making the playoffs, which means they will not make Leagues Cup. In a different reality, if they were smart, they would make the playoffs and then win the whole damn thing from the 7th seed, which means they wouldn't be in Leagues Cup. So either way, you're shit out of luck. 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 I want CCL, not Leagues Cup. The only way to get CCL is win the whole damn thing. The only way to get CCL is win the whole fucking thing. And by that, I mean the MLS Cup. The only reason we'd ask over Tea Kettle into winning the MLS Cup is so we could get to Champions Cup because we fucked it up in that shootout against Montreal. So we have to do it the hard way, I guess. I love a challenge. I know Robin Fraser don't love a challenge, but I love a challenge. But I love a challenge. But I love a challenge. So do with that what you want. But no, in this current reality, they're not going to make it to Leagues Cup because they won't even make the fucking playoffs. So you're shit out of luck either way. But, you know. Free kick for Cruz Azul, 90th minute. Oh, God. Nobody's going to let that reporter live that down, aren't they? Come on. People at least let the Chicago reporter live down the freaking Schweinsteiger World Cup thing. Come on now. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, maybe they do. 90th minute. Free kick for Bogus. Shot. Save. If this ends in penalties, I'm not doing an RSR for this game. I just want you to know that. No matter who wins in penalties. 5 minutes of stoppage time. What if Cruz Azul wins in regular time? Let me see how I feel. If they do that, let me see how I feel. Bogus. Shot. Save. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Martin Anselmi is wanted by Club Leon. Well, I mean, you know what? Yeah, he ain't going back to Cruz Azul. And somehow Jimmy Lozano made Pachuca a damn good team. You know what? That's a good move. Evander missed a free kick. Damn it. 92nd minute. Damn it, Evander. Playing forward. I can't believe Evander missed the free kick. I can't believe it. Shit. Damn it. Playing forward. 92nd minute. I can't believe it. Shit. 93rd minute. Header. 93rd minute. And Cruz Azul. Oh, that's cleared away. Will keeper get to it first? Just lets it roll. 93rd minute. Somebody gave Chivas 94th minute. And they were out anyway. Free kick for Larraz in Colorado, 94th minute. Cross in, header, shot, nope. That'll be a goal kick, 94th minute. 1 minute to go. Playing forward. Ooh. Playing forward, 95th minute. Nope, that should be enough. We're going to a penalty shootout. And no RSR. It would have been cool if Colorado actually won the game outright, but winning a shootout's not the same. It doesn't hit the same. Colorado let it slip, even if they win the shootout. And Cruz Azul should at least get a... Frankly, even losing the shootout's embarrassing, but it's less embarrassing than... Either way, full time, it is 2-2. 2-2 esta noche. Match is going to penalties. Partido penales. So we're going to do the penalty shootout. We'll be done. So we'll do the shootout. We'll do the shootout, and we'll be done for the day. I'll see you tomorrow for the knockout phase, or the league phase recap, knockout phase predictions. I'm happy to hear you got home safely, Daniel. Happy to hear that. I'm doing the shootout. I wasn't doing the RSR. I'm still going to be here throughout the shootout. No review after the game's over is what I was saying. Don't worry, I'm doing the shootout. Habs are keeping close eyes on Mason McTavish. Man, I wish Colorado held on, though. I won't even lie. I wish they held on. They say Grand Theft Auto 7 is in pre-production. Okay. Here we go. Shootout. Pre-production. Nice. I look forward to it. 2038. More like 2525. More like 2,200, 2,525. More like 2,100. I mean, that sounds like a good idea. Here we go. The penalty shootout begins. Here we go. Cyberpunk GTA. That actually sounds like a good idea. Here we go. And it's going to be Colorado taking the first penalty. Darren Yappy take the penalty for Colorado. Darren Yappy to take the penalty for Colorado to start off. The end of this doesn't matter, but who gets the penalty win? One game is left in this tournament after this shootout is over, and that would be LA versus Santos. Yappy. Shot, goal, 1-0. Sends him the wrong way. Sends Mir the wrong way. 0-1, Sedano uno. No, that's actually the first time I think I've ever seen a stutter step work. I don't see why it would be bad. I don't see why it would be bad. Eric Lira. To take this penalty. Lira! Goal. What the hell? What the hell did Hansen do? That's 1-1. Uno. My God, that was probably the worst defense goalie and penalty shootout move that I've seen. That was bad. That was bad. I don't care. I'm right there with you. I want the Timbers to qualify. So, Oliver Larraz to take this penalty. Larraz versus Mir. Save! What a save. Well, let's see if it is. It was so bad, it made me trip over my words. That's rare. So bad, but that was a bad penalty too. Larraz misses. Let's see. Mateusz Bogusz. Yep, it is a missed penalty. Mateusz Bogusz to put Cruz Azul to the lead, truly into the lead. For now they are, but he could miss this and it's still tied. Bogusz. Bogusz, shot, top bins, 2-1, 2-1. Yeah, I think that's probably it. That'll probably do it. Am I the only one, or did I just realize that? Did I just realize that Kevin Meir has a rat tail that he has like beads on? Like that's not a microphone. That's his hair. He put a rat tail in his hair and put beads on it. I don't even know how that's possible. Dude has that long a hair at the back of his head. He put a rat tail. Either way. Harris. Alex Harris for Colorado. Alex Harris. I don't know, man. Shot! Goal. 2-2. 2-2. But, of course, Cruz Azul could take the lead back if they score. He's doing a Baggio. Without any of the aura. Without any of the aura. Without any of the aura. Cruz Azul trying to get their third penalty. That will be Jose Paradella. Jose Paradella to keep the lead. Paradella. Shot. Goal. Rolls it in. 3-3 or 3-2. 3-2. Cruz Azul leads. I still have faith. We got Jordy Mihailovic. So that's it. I think we're pretty much stuck with what we have. And it is Watuta. Sydney Watuta. Watuta, the Canadian kid, to keep Colorado's hopes a little bit alive. Goal. 3-3, 3-3. Watuta scores. Sends Meir the wrong way. Of course. Hopes for what? Just to get an extra point. But, you know. Cruz Azul. If they miss one of these and Colorado scores, we go to sudden death. If Cruz Azul makes both, and it's POV. Gonzalo POV. Gonzalo POV. Shot! Top bins. 4-3, 4-3. Colorado has to score and hope they get a save, or Cruz Azul just misses the damn thing. But they have to get a goal here, Colorado. That's the first step. And it is Bassett. That being Sam Bassett. That'd be Sam Bassett. Sam Bassett has to score to keep this alive for Colorado or force Cruz Azul to score. Shot, and he freezes Mir, and it's 4-4. 4-4. Cruz Azul, if they score, they win the extra point. If Cruz Azul misses, oh, it's Charlie Rodriguez. So that's just a great idea. Charlie Rodriguez. How does he screw it up? How does Charlie Rodriguez screw this up? That's the question. He ain't scoring. Charlie Rodriguez! And off the hands of Hansen and in. He gets the goal. I can't believe it. It did hit the hands of the goalie, though, so it wasn't that far off. 5-4. After penalties, it is 2-2. 5-4 after penalties. 2-2 esta noche. 5-4 en penales. Charlie Rodriguez gets the winner. With that being said, he actually scored. I can't believe it either. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. No review tonight. I'll see you tomorrow for the league phase recap and the knockout round predictions of Leagues Cup 2025. Commiserations to both teams because let's be honest, well, of course, we know you're not making it. So commiserations to both teams, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. See ya.